Hi, everybody. Welcome to Magic Universe. This is Message from Universe 20. This is a timeless reading that has a message for you for whenever you watch it. It's also a part of the Pick a Message playlist where you can pose a question to Universe and then pick a number between 1 and the most recent message, which as of today is 20. So pick a number between 1 and 20 and allow the number to surface in your mind. And then you can go to the corresponding reading in the playlist, and there should be a message for you there in regards to your question. And so these are group readings, meaning not every message is for everybody. You're going to have to watch through the whole thing and see which parts resonate with you, right? However, if you would like a more specific reading specific to you, then you can go to my website at magicuniverse.co. That's .co. Thank you. All right, so here is message from Universe 20. Enjoy. So I'm seeing a message from Universe 20 vibrating at a light green. As I was looking at the light green, there was also a light pink that was showing up. That's like a separate energy. It looks like somebody else's energy that's coming in. So it's interesting when the cards came out. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm kind of seeing they're different messages for different people. Okay, but the when the last card came out, Voodoo in Blue, back off. I was like, this message is completely different from everything else that I'm seeing in the spread. And it made me think of two things. One is that it was either, I don't remember, it was either a message from Universe 19, like the one from last week, or the one from week before. It's either 18 or 19 in one of those. This card came out for that one too. So this, I feel like, one, it's referencing back to that other message. So for those of you who are resonating with this card, Voodoo in Blue, back off, go back and watch either 18 or 19. It's one of those. I did it recently, and there's a message for you there. There's like a longer message for you there. The other thing is that that pink energy that I was seeing, that's kind of coming, is like is another person that's coming into your space. I feel like this card is about that. So I'm going to read to you what the book says about this card, because I feel like for some of you, or maybe for just like somebody really specific, wants to hear this message, that it's okay to tell someone to draw a boundary and say, hey, I mean, it's like for those people who might be too nice and polite to really say no to other people, like, you need to hear this. If somebody's coming into your space that you're not inviting, like you're not wanting them to be there, and you just don't know what to do, this message is for you. All right, so this is what the book says. This fairy is letting you know that it's time to back off from a person or situation that is not in your best interests, and that you may need to be brave and stop being so welcoming of what you actually do not want. So, this blue fairy waving her voodoo doll is letting you know very clearly that you now must tell someone to take a step back. You have been overriding your instincts with what seems rational, with misguided desire to help and befriend someone who may not be particularly good for you. Voodoo in Blue doesn't mind if she looks a bit nasty when she gives the back off message. She'd rather she was loud and clear and that the person pushing her buttons leaves quickly. So she wants you to start trusting your instincts, to start valuing being honest above being nice. So that part's important. Okay. You do feel like you need to stay away from someone and to tell that person clearly to stay away from you. And Voodoo in Blue stepping forward to speak with you confirms that your hunches have been ever so right. So this is really talking about if there's something going on in your life where inside you just feel like something isn't quite right, trust that. If that means stepping back from a situation, stepping back from some people or someone, then do that. Like, don't override that instinct and say, no, it's rude to, walk away, or it's rude to say no, or, just trust your instinct and say no politely and back away from whatever situation it is. So, Voodoo in Blue speaks. You are doing so well right now that you may begin to attract some attention from people who are quite simply opportunistic. And you are being kind and wishing to help. And so I am going to step in and give you a very clear warning. I don't mind if I look like the bad guy. What matters is that you get the message. Time to do a little stay away magic. And while I won't be sending them bad thoughts, after all, there are no pins in my voodoo doll, you, if you take my advice, won't be asking them to come around for tea anytime soon. Your feelings are right on this one. You know what to do. Don't get involved and don't get bullied. You may have to snarl too a little to get them to stay away. And the divination message. You need someone to back off right now and give you space. You are not liking them. You are not welcoming them. And you need to be very clear and straight about that, despite all your desires to be a loving and lovely person. Detach from whatever it is that's giving you so much, grief, by asking whatever or whoever it is that is irritating you, draining you, or pushing your buttons to leave you be for the moment. Be respectful and kind, yet cool at first. But if good intentions are mistaken for a new invitation, be very clear and say, away. Stop being so nice that you send very mixed messages. It's banishing time. Okay. And so that energy that I was seeing, that's kind of like either in your space or approaching your space, that pink energy, it feels like either someone's being like too friendly, or they have a crush on you, or they're interested in you in some kind of way. And it's just, I'm not seeing that they have harmful intentions. It's more just like they're getting a little too close for comfort for you, where if you can just like get them to back off a little bit out of your space, then you can even have like a more acquaintance like relationship with them, where it's not like, so say if somebody has a crush on you, right? And either you don't know them, or you're just not interested, or you're just you need to check them out at a distance first, that kind of a thing, where it's not like they're just right up in your face. At the start, like have them step back a little bit, like get some clarity, so that you're not allowing them into your space just because you're nice, right? So that's what that's about. And that just came in so strong at the end, but that's a specific message for somebody who's watching this video. All right, so the rest of the reading, it talks about happiness. It talks about the key to happiness. And then also within the same line of thinking, in terms of like, what does happiness, how do you achieve happiness for yourself? And part of that is about being happy in your own space, being happy, like doing your own thing, and then also allowing everybody else to do their thing, and not really sticking your nose into their business too much, and not allowing them to stick their nose in your business too much. Like, try not to mix those two too much, because everybody's intentions are different, right? So if you have a goal in life, or if you have a certain way of being you, it's about allowing yourself to be you, and then also allowing other people to be themselves too, and not doing the comparison too much, or not being like, well, this makes me happy, so other people should also think this way so that they can be happy. Like, they might have their own way of being happy, right? So the reason why I say this is because the first card, happy, happy. And I feel like this girl with her balloons, like, those are her balloons. Those are her colors that makes her happy. Those are her methods and her ways of making her happy, right? And that's how she creates her life. And then if you look at the next card over, billions of us are living in perfect diversity. Okay. And the back of this card says, the diversity of your planet is of tremendous value and benefit, because from variety springs all new ideas and expansion. Without the diversity, there would be complacency and endedness. You are billions of people living the perfect diversity just as you knew you would, constantly asking for improvement and thereby setting up for the next generation that improved life experience. If you understood that and no longer clamored for the one right way to live, things would go better for you sooner. So it's you allowing others to be as they are, and then also others allowing you to be as you are. So if you're feeling like there are certain guidelines for ways of living that would be happy for everybody, it's like kind of take a step back from that and just remove that happy for everybody and just look at what's happy for yourself, and then live by those guidelines through your own life, and then allow other people to have their own guidelines. Because a lot of times when you get your head into other people's business and how they're living their lives and how they should be living their lives in order for everybody else to be happy, it's like that's where the conflicts come in, right? If you look at the Five of Wands, so take a look at like the Billions of Us card, and then next to the Five of Wands card. Both of these cards are very busy looking, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. In the Billions of Us card, the hands are all growing in different directions, but nobody's really getting in anybody's way. They're just like in their own space, right? Whereas in the Five of Wands, it's like now you got these, are these dragonflies? I think they're dragonflies. Like they're fighting each other. Like they're not just happily in growing in their own space. They're like, oh, you're not doing what I think you should do. That kind of a thing, right? So it's kind of like keeping your nose out of other people's business and just focusing on your own happiness. And that's like a big key to happiness. And then allowing others to be as they be and do as they do. Okay. And so the Ten of Swords next to that talks about like the ending of something. Like, it's kind of like reaching a point of there's nothing you can do about it anymore. Like even if you do try to get in other people's business about things, about what they should be doing, or like complaining about things being messed up because of what other people do, things like that, right? There's a lot of that going around in society right now. So this message might not be specifically, saying like you're doing something wrong, because it's not about that. It's more about like a concept of how to achieve personal individual happiness, is that it is a personal and individual job, and it's not about applying any kind of rules or guidelines towards the whole world, that everybody should act a certain way so that then everybody can be happy, because it doesn't really work like that. It's like happiness is an inside job for each individual and what they decide that they want for themselves, right? And so the Ten of Swords just talks about like it's not going anywhere, like if you decide to do Five of Wands where you're trying to guide other people or to rule over other people of what they should do, it's just going to be a lot of conflict, and nobody's going to get anywhere. And it's just going to end up like the Ten of Swords, where you got like all these different thoughts like stuck into you, and it's like, it's just dead, right? It's just, there's no moving forward from that. It's the end of the road. And so what happens is like usually when you complete a cycle, say Ten of Swords, then you have a new cycle starts, which is the Fool, 0, the next card, which is the beginning of a new cycle, the beginning of a new way of living, the beginning of a new like allowance of self and others to be as they be, and allowing them to either make their own mistakes or to just choose their own path, choose their own way of living, right? And so I'm seeing a lot of similar energy between the Fool and the Happy Happy card, where the Happy Happy card has a little bit more stability, a little bit more of like an alignment with your inner source, with your inner self, and alignment with your spirit self, where you feel guided on where to go and stuff like that. You're in your own space, you're happily moving along, and you're creating your life as you see fit, right? And then the Fool has a little bit, it's still that kind of like carefree, lighthearted attitude, but at the same time, there's a little bit of bumbling, a little bit of like not really sure of the self yet, but figuring it out, trying it out and figuring it out, and making mistakes, taking risks, right? So I feel like part of that happiness message has to do with allowing other people to, even allowing yourself, right? Allowing yourself and allowing other people, allowing everybody to go on their own path and be the fool, like try out new things, experiment on life, and take risks, and maybe make some mistakes and then learn from that, right? And having all of that be okay for each person. Yeah, that's a really big message. And um and then looking at the Five of Wands and the Ten of Swords again, it's like, and allowing that the ending of the conflict, right? Ending of the fighting each other, and getting into each other's business and stuff like that. Because it doesn't work anyway. That's what I'm seeing from the Ten of Swords, is that, if you see a way for somebody else to live their life and you guide them, it's like, and they're not having any of it, you know, that way of trying to achieve happiness by doing that, it doesn't, what I'm receiving from universe is like, that method doesn't work anyway. You kind of just have to let people be and let people figure things out. And then, the best way to be some kind of role model, if you're wanting to be a role model, is to be in the happy, happy card, where you're happy in your own space. And then people look at that and go, how are you so happy? And it's like, I just mind my own business, and I do my own thing. I live my own life the way I want to, and then I just let everybody else be. And then if they see that that's working for you, that's the best kind of role model, is that, oh, okay, it's not about, like either forcing or pressuring other people to do things a certain way, right? All right, the next row, Voyage of the Heart. And universe is telling me to read from the book on this one too. Love flows through you and to you. So this message says, you are beloved. You are deeply loved and profoundly lovable. You are a sacred vessel for love to flow through you. God, the creator, is love, and in your essence, so are you, meaning you are God too. In matters of romantic love, all is healing or is already healed on the inner planes. Trust the messages from your heart and follow them, even if they are at odds with your mind. Angels and guides are communicating with you, listen to their soft whispers. So there is a message of love coming through for those of you who are looking for a love relationship, a romantic relationship. If you look at the next few cards, you have the King of Cups, which is the king of emotions, right? This could possibly indicate a partner that's coming for you once you have achieved your own sense of flow and your own, like, happy, right? Being in your own space, being happy with yourself, allowing others to be as they are, right? Once you achieve that state of alignment within yourself, there's a possibility of a King of Cups coming into your life. This could represent a partner, okay, that's coming in. And then the next card, the World, is like creating a reality with this person, a relationship with this person, creating your own world, your own reality with a relationship in it, right? And I say that because the next card over, you have New Love. Embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. But I'm also seeing this is you receiving your wish for a partner, okay? So there's actually a lot of energies in this spread that match, because the World also talks about completion, as well as the Ten of Swords, like tens. The tarot goes from 1 to 10. Tens are also about completion, but the kind of completion with the Ten of Swords is that kind of like dead ended. Like there's no. There's you can't struggle beyond that. You might as well just let it happen, that kind of an ending. Versus the World is like you create it. It's a completion of a journey, and that it's like a fulfillment, a completion, okay? And so there's two kinds of endedness that you can have, right? And then also the new beginnings. You have the New Love, and then you have the Fool, which is a new beginning. And so going back to the rest of the Voyage of the Heart message, the Sacred Traveler wants you to know. This is from the Sacred Traveler deck, okay? So that's why they say it that way. Joyous love flows through you and to you. You deserve love. There's nothing you need to do to receive this vibrant energy. So those of you who are asking for love, asking for a relationship, this message is for you. You deserve love, and you need to bring yourself into that state of knowing that, knowing your own worth, your own value, your own worthiness to receive love, right? In order for the King of Cups to come in. Tenderness and devotion are finding their way to you. The traveler walks with a light heart on the path, knowing that she is surrounded with love. It's truly a day for rejoicing. Your capacity for receiving and giving love is expanding. Let your heart lead you forward. Your mission on earth is to deepen your ability to impart and accept love, and that is happening right now. So this is a really good message for those of you who are looking for that, okay? Another way that I'm seeing the King of Cups card is that this could indicate you or represent you coming into emotional stability within yourself, so that you're creating, so that as you are allowing love to flow through you and to you, right, that you come into emotional stability within yourself, so that you're happy within yourself, and that you're enjoying the world, you're enjoying your reality, and in that way you're creating your world, you're creating your reality, and like you're kind of the master magician, like you see this little critter with his two magic wands, right? You're creating your world as the way you want it to be. And I'm also seeing like an energy of peace here too, like especially since it's under the Five of Wands card where it's about conflict, right? So you create a reality or world where you can envision the peace, okay, in it. And so, but it's your version of the world. Every like, you know, speaking of billions of us, right? There's billions of us on earth. Each of us is actually creating our own universe with our own perspective of the world. So if you can have a perspective of peace and happiness within your own world, that's enough, you know. And whether other people have peace and reality, you know, peace and harmony within their version, their reality of their world, that's their business. Like, in order for you to achieve happiness and stability and emotional stability, it's about your voyage through your own heart, right? Where you can envision it in your perspective of the world. And then that's where, then when you're in that emotional alignment, emotional stability, then this new love can come in where, you know, like I said, it could be like the romantic love, or it could be like it says right here, opportunity for love in your work prospects. So it's like passion, or like a new either a new career, embracing inspiration for a new project or something like that, right? Or for spiritual growth, okay? I feel like it encompasses like every aspect of your life. So what I'm seeing in this reading is that if you look at it as a whole, like with the message about keeping a boundary, right? And then also keeping your mind to yourself, minding your own business so that you can be happy and other people can be happy in their own ways. I feel like in that way, where you're creating your reality through your envisioning of how you want your reality to be, how you want your life to be, how you want your world to be, then that's how, like, having all of that in alignment, that's how these new things can come to you. These new ideas, new love, new spiritual growth, like all of that can come to you. Okay. All right. So that's your message from Universe 20. If you enjoyed this reading, go ahead and click on the thumbs up. Like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.